The Knight Vigo is many things. A simple servant of the Church of Light, answering directly to Reverend Mother Prava. A truly dutiful servant, making sure to meet the minimum requirements of the law of the Church and submitting his reports to the T of information needed.
Reverend Mother, I received a report of a potential demon sighting. Horned woman near Yelesna Mines. Performed routine inspection, nothing yet. Sent in priest and escort of knights. We'll report in when we find something.
He's also a man of simple sins, most notably amongst them greed and carelessness.
I'm done for. Your mother told me this trinket would bring good fortune. To think I trusted her.
But above everything else, Knight Vigo is absolutely our first look at what the Paladin, Crusader, or Templar will look like in Diablo 4. He leads you and a lost magpie down to the depths of a cave that he had sent his men to die in. The chance of potentially rescuing her mother and those same knights from the hands of Lilith. And I'll be honest with you, I actually played through the press release beta. I've done this questline before, and it just didn't stick out to me enough, which might speak to the genius of the development team, the story team, and the marketing team, and how they've implanted this very clear indicator of what the Paladin class will look like right under our noses. But watching Vigo conduct himself in battle, it is obvious that that is exactly what we got. First, let's just look at what he's wearing. He's a man of the cloth, emblazoned on his tabard, tower shield, and cape that drapes from his pauldrons are the symbol of Inarius's faith, the Church of Light. He wields a sword and a shield, a combination that no other class that we're able to play at this point has access to. His full plate mail is studded with rows and rows of razor-sharp spikes to physically tear apart any denizens of hell that would seek to endanger the children of Inarius, the Nephilim, and eventually the humans of Sanctuary. And then when you look at the attack pattern in the actual skill animations that we get from this seemingly random NPC, it's absolutely going to be the skill set that the Paladin / Crusader class can be expected to have. Now, the community at large has been trying to dissect the variously cryptic messages and potential inclusions of additional classes in the artwork that's been released for Diablo 4. We see at this grand feast-like revealed image that there's clearly some kind of Crusader class there, and then you obviously have the painted mural that was in the church, as well as the scene of battle where there are clearly spaces for this character to be. And if Vigo's outfit and skill set wouldn't look right at home in any of those art depictions, then I don't know what would. Just to prove that this isn't some kind of wild crackpot theory, let's look at how he literally fights in the game when you're escorting him on this quest. So he's simply brandishing his long sword as well as hefting his tower shield to keep himself safe, but there are two skills that we see him use that are undoubtedly Paladin skills. The first one is just a combination of two skills from Diablo 2. Unexpectedly, we see Vigo dash forward, doing a shield bash technique, who at the end does basically the exact same animation as Smite. No, seriously, look at this animation next to the Smite animation from Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's the exact same thing. No, it's literally the exact same thing. Homie looks like he's trying to smash a torch out of these demons like they're the Ubers in Tristram. But it's the second skill that I actually find to be much more interesting than this clearly on-the-nose projection of skill use. He'll raise his sword into the air, brandishing the very light itself emanating from his hand, and conjure an ethereal wall of light to protect you and the rest of the party from harm. This will stop projectiles and stop incoming damage from monster attacks, and it's a really cool skill that I think would be easy to mistake for some other classes' potential skills. You would almost assume that perhaps the Druid or maybe the Necromancer would also have access to some type of skill like this, but if it was the Druid, it would inevitably be a wall of beavers or something, and if it was the Necromancer, it would at least have a few more bones in it. But it's this really cool support damage mitigation force wall ability clearly made out of the light that I think is the biggest hint at the kind of shape that this class will take when it's inevitably released in whatever the first DLC for Diablo 4 is, similarly to how they released the Necromancer as DLC in Diablo 3. And then I guess again similarly how both the Assassin and the Druid were released as DLC in Lord of Destruction. Remember finding Natalia randomly in Act 3 where she just had some kind of cryptic mission that she was on, revealing the order of the assassins that were in the world, so it would make sense that you could play one in game. It's Vigo, baby! That's what Vigo's doing for us right now. Homie might as well be Natalia with the emo black haircut from back in the day, because this is on the nose. And quite frankly, I'm kind of impressed with how on the nose it is. Like I said, I played through the press beta, I kind of didn't notice this before, and I don't see anybody losing their minds about it online right now. I hope I'm not missing out on some great content where somebody already cracked this code, but I think it's really smart that they're revealing the class in this way. It's a little homage to what we saw before. Obviously, the guy isn't spinning up blessed hammers or charging around on a holy steed dragging demons behind him like an immortal. It's just enough flavor to let you know what you're looking at, but not so on top of you that you go, oh, well, obviously the Paladin. And that's what I kind of like about it. I like this idea of being able to play through the game and get hints at what's going to be revealed as new content going forward. But I'd really like to hear from other people at this point. There's a ton of lore that I've missed out from Diablo 3 as well as Diablo Immortal, and I know that there are people out there that are going to be able to look at this and go, oh, of course, you know, he has the third row of spikes on his pauldron, which is indicative of this station in the Church of Light's army, or, you know, whatever. There's some nerd out there like Nineball or Riker who could probably explain it to me. You know, shoutouts to Nineball and Riker. But sincerely, I'm pretty sure I'm dead on with this one, and I'd love to hear from you. Maybe I'm pulling at straws or I'm missing some overt information here, but it seems like this is pretty obvious. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm personally super excited for this because I just love the kind of Easter egg reveal that they're going for here. And again, I haven't seen anybody else talking about it yet, so I hope I'm not completely off my mark. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're as excited for what may come in Diablo 4 moving forward as I am, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.